Whenever we hit the knee slice, what we do next kind of depends on what my partner on bottom is doing. Of course, we can force a position, but depending on where his knee shield is going to dictate where I'm going to go next. What's going on, guys? We are at Advantage Jiu Jitsu here in Richmond, Canada. We're going to be teaching a guard passing class today. Crispy outside. Oh, bro. Maybe if I put it against my own leg. No way. That's nuts. I want to get to the inside of his knee. Not so much push his knee open where I'm going to get off balance. I just want to keep his knee exactly where it's at so I can force his ankle. That's all the room I need to start moving my body. If I start to do this, look how his hip's already off the ground and my weight's going this way. He can time that. He can use that momentum to off balance me. I just want to keep his knee exactly where it's at and I start kind of torquing his ankle as I move my body. So I'm not opening. I'm just keeping it where it's at and then moving his ankle. Okay. If I feel that he's starting to switch his hips and I can't stop him from doing that, notice how I'm gonna back away a little bit so I can have some room. And now my arm cups through, kind of like right up the crotch. My head drives to the opposite side and I'm trying to keep his hip pinned down. That's my main goal. Now from this position, I have my knee and my arm working against his one knee. From here, I can start switching and getting my knees underneath his. 100% he's going to be pushing my face. But if I can keep his hips from being able to switch, that's going to be really good for me. Now let's start working with this low knee shield. So if the more pressure I put on top of them, the more they can just bring their knees to their chest. And look how easily I just get off balance. Like the way his leg is angled, I'm going to slide my hips along that line to be able to pin his knees to the ground. Okay, so if I feel this low knee shield, I'm going to try to hip in. And my main goal when I hip in is to keep his ankle to his butt, okay? So if I can't use my own hand, that's what we were doing before with the high knee shield, keeping his ankle to his butt. I don't have that. I'm gonna hug the hip in, and now my head is gonna go on the same side. I don't like going, especially with this low knee shield, to the opposite side, because if my head's over here, he opens up his knee, I'm off balance, he's underneath my legs. Here and here. Worst case scenario, he does try to go over underneath my legs. I have my head to fight. One thing that I like to do if I can is jump my knee in front. Because if I can jump my knee in front, I'm basically to the pass. I have this same side underhook. I can continue and work. I'm not gonna go into the knee. I'm kind of going up and over and down. Now whenever I hip in, I'm driving my knee to the ground. My head is not going across, it's going same side. So now from here, if I need a little help too, I can literally push the knee to the ground. My partner does a low knee shield, is I want to go up and over, down. If I go in front of the knee with my weight back here, it's really easy for him to off balance me, right? My head's over here, it's really easy for him to off balance me. Yeah. We're in this halfway point where he's stiff arming me. And I need to make a decision whether or not I'm going to continue putting pressure and maybe allow him to get his knees in, or I need to switch, okay? A lot of times, if I'm back here, it's like one more inch between me and his knee getting back to the inside. So I need to make a switch, okay? I can try to just drive through, and I switch the angle with my shoulders to be able to kill the frames and continue moving forward. And now look, I'll use this top knee over. I'm beating his knee line now. All I need to do is commit to switching my hips, and I use this hand to scoop. Think about landing in a double leg. Here. So now, since I'm in front of the knees, he's gonna continue pushing me. Okay, my goal is to get around towards his knee. This way, boom. Now we can start climbing up to the hips. I prefer going same side underhook. Right, you can use the same side underhook or just using this as a wall to prevent him from bringing his knee and elbows together. Kind of like a double leg when you finish a double leg. You can use this to step over and start working the mount. Notice how I already have this underhook to start climbing up. Or you use this to drive underneath his knees, flatten out the hips. And now even though my hands are down low, I'm gonna use my shoulder to kind of scoop. So if I'm here and here and I try to work with my hands, it's gonna be hard. I'm gonna keep my hands where they are, and I'm gonna use my shoulder up, my hand will fall. Here, if he's pushing me, I go for the hands first. I open up this gap. He's going to be able to bridge and explode. I keep Everything locked, I use my shoulder. Now I can start opening up more space, and I keep the lock connected. Like, especially if his knee is tight to his chest, I don't want to just pick up his knee, because now his knee is still to his chest. I want to think about using this hand, constantly putting pressure here. I want to make him use his abs, constantly make this happen. If I do this, he's relaxed, he has his feet in, like there's no pressure on him, right? I want to make him work 24/7. So whenever I enter the knee slice, maybe you can start switching, right? If you switch and you get this angle, you can start moving right away into your body lock, forcing the half guard. If I scoop, there's like nothing blocking him from bringing his knee to his chest. So I put this hand in front. So now whenever I go, I'm gonna enter into kind of like headquarters here. Now, what I wanna start to do right away is do the switch, okay? I wanna make his knee bend like this. And as I go, I'm gonna start twisting. Automatically, one, I feel safe. If he tries to go to my legs, I go to my knees and I'm safe. Okay, and I can still work for my torn to pass, etc. If not, look, I'm gonna crank his knee as I walk. Now we end up in this leg weave position. Wanting to lift him up a little bit to point his knees to the ground. Okay, you're not going to lift him up, but that's the pressure you want to kind of put here. Leg work, you're on the hips, you start taking the back. Or what's gonna happen, he's gonna switch his hips, and we enter right back into our over-under. Or to our knee slice. So we're gonna use this to change the angle and change the game. Every time I go though, he's blocking, he's blocking, he's blocking. I'm gonna change it. Let's say he switches his hip really hard. So we're just changing the angle. We're presenting the knee slice in a different way.
You feel very vulnerable. Benny, you want to roll one? Ugh.